Wellness begins where play, pleasure, and the parasympathetic meet. You were born to be you, and you were born to be well. Your body is always trying to find its way back to health. Now, here is the host of Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Koopersmith.
Good morning, my friends, and perhaps good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Koopersmith. I call myself the Witchy Doctor, the Change Advocate. We are on the Inspired Choices Network, and I couldn't be more excited today. I have a guest, Natalie Kabenjian. What a great name. And we are going to chat today all about embodiment, because Natalie is the queen of embodiment. And how about how we get out of our head, back in our bodies, and maybe even twirl around a pole. Natalie is an expert pole dancer, sensual movement artist, erotic blueprint coach. And she and I both agree that life is to be lived feeling fully alive. And, sometimes me and her and the rest of the world don't always feel fully alive, right? And so we're going to talk about how we get back there and how Natalie really helps people get out of their head, back in their bodies, feeling okay again. So welcome.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Tina.
No problem. I'm so excited. I want to know your story because you do have an interesting one, and I only know bits and pieces of it. And so a lot of times on this podcast, I take people as a physician, right? I really believe in health and wellness and aliveness.
Yeah.
And lots of times, life kind of takes us down a deep, dark road where we don't feel healthy. And there's so many ways back to health, not just the Western medical system. And so that's really where I'm a champion of helping people create their own lives and their own path to wellness. So can I ask you, in a sense, what's your story from A to B? Because I know you weren't always a pole dancer. You weren't always an erotic blueprint coach, right? So
No.
tell us a little bit about little Natalie and then middle Natalie and who you are now and your journey.
Oh, okay. We're going to little Natalie.
If you choose. I mean, if you don't have to, but
yeah, well, I feel I will start with pole dance was never part of the plan. Neither was the erotic blueprint world. Like none of that was part of the plan. They chose me.
Yeah, I feel that way.
I thought that acting was going to be the thing. I was living the hashtag actor's life in Los Angeles, really going for it. And turns out I was really good. And I was met with just quite a lot of, we don't know what to do with you. This human has so much range and she can go so many different places. And my look never could really be placed. I was always put in the ethnically ambiguous category. So
wait, stop. I've never even heard of this.
Yeah.
They have little categories, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so my agents and managers would be like, oh, she's ethnically ambiguous. And so it was kind of sucky because I was not Middle Eastern enough. I was not Armenian enough. I was not white enough. I wasn't I'm just
whoa, that is just.
So it was wild. I was constantly met with that. We don't know what to do with you. You're so much. And then to even be met with being in audition rooms where I'll have a standing ovation, but then they'll be like, you're so good, but we ended up going with someone who has more bank to their name. They're more famous than you are. And so that was it. That was my whole journey for a while, just fighting my way, the underdog,
Right.
I'm going to make it in Hollywood no matter what. And it was really driven from a place of love because that's where I felt safe. Anytime I was on stage, anytime I was on film, and this goes back ever since I was a little kid, that's where I felt like there was so much permission for me if I were to be angry on stage and all this applause will come, like, oh my God, that was amazing. Like, wow. So like I can go there. I could be fearful. I could be blissful. I could be in my joy. Like all of me felt welcome, even though I was playing it through a character.
Right.
That's where
Right.
I found safety. And anytime I was just myself, like I remember as a kid, so I guess we can go into little Natalie world right now. It's like we were watching, I went to a religious school, an Armenian religious school, and we were watching the Armenian film of Jesus Christ and the crucifixion. And I was just very,
How old were you?
I was like 7.
That's like tortured for a
I mean,
7-year-old. Oh my God.
it was torture, but they would have us watch it. My religion teacher would put
Wow.
it on. And I was such a sensitive, I still am. I'm more sensitive now, but I was super like in tune. And so as the nails were going into Jesus's hand, that was it. I screamed as Jesus screamed. The actor who was playing it was synchronized. I was
Right.
right there with him. And the whole class was just like, what's happening? Like there was just so much discomfort. A bunch of teachers came in, they rushed me out of the classroom, like get her out of here. And then they
Whoa.
put me in the teachers lounge. They're like, just you need to stay here. Like you can't be in the class. Like everyone's getting scared. And so right then and there, it was like there was a shutdown of
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not okay to feel as fully. So where could I get it? On stage. And so it was
Right.
this addiction. It was constantly like, this is where I can find the love. This is where I can find the approval. And so that was driving me so hard. Um, and it drove me in relationship as well, romantically. And so my body was a no to this man who was saying all of the right things. He was very persistent in wanting to date me. And eventually I was like, oh, okay, fine. Like, let's just go, even though everything was a no. And then 4 years later, I'm now in an emotionally abusive relationship.
Mm.
And so, I mean, it's like that was a really tough place for me to be in, to the point where anytime I would share with this human, like I'm ready to leave. I'm not happy. And he'd be like, well, if you're not happy, then I need to do something. Like that's not okay. And so it would be met with sex a lot of the time. And so I could not do this anymore. So I went back to Texas with my family. My blood family was living there. I go to my favorite overlook. I was like, I feel like I didn't know what to do with sensation at the time. I didn't know what I know now, but I'm hypersensitive. And I convinced myself that the only way was to just poetically end my life. And
Mm.
so I go up on top of my favorite overlook. I didn't really know if it was going to be successful, but I figured it was epic. Like I wanted to go out epically.
You're gonna
And
do it? Let's do it like a movie. Okay.
yes, yes, please. So I'm like, we're doing it. But it saddens me. Like I have so
Oh,
much compassion for that version of me because I literally felt like there was just no way. That was the only way out.
right.
And God intervened.
Thank
I
God.
Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't do it. It was just like, no, you have to do a braver thing.
Mm.
And so I stood my
Hold on
ground.
1 second. I want everyone to hear this because that was a powerful sentence. To be brave, just to know that living requires bravery, right? And
Yeah,
so many people, every morning when you wake up and you choose life, that's brave. And
yeah,
so that was beautiful. And the way you phrased it, right? And and simultaneously for people who know people who have committed suicide, to not blame them,
yeah,
just understand that the pain was so great that they didn't know how to hold it.
yeah,
They didn't know how to hold it. And every morning when you wake up and you choose life or you make a change in your life, whether it goes good or not, you're brave. And I want to celebrate. I'm so glad because I got to know you. And
Yes.
and that was just a really profound sentence. So thank you. And thank you
Yeah.
for being brave.
Yeah. Thank you for highlighting that moment, like for giving that ground, for it to really anchor. I appreciate that. And that was really the start actually of like this is what it is to feel your body and choose to live and feel so deeply. Like I refuse to run. Like that's really what the erotic is anyway. It's like you're feeling so deeply that you just refuse to run away
Yeah.
from what's here. Like, so I stood my ground. I had the conversation again. Persistence, persistence. No, you're not leaving. You're not leaving. No, I'm doing this. And then from there, I championed that. And then that's when pole dance found me.
Mm.
So it was like, and that one again, like that wasn't part of the plan. It was a voice and movement teacher. He told me I went to this retreat and there was this woman, and that woman was Sheila Kelly. So
Oh, okay.
my
Yeah.
journey did start
S
there.
factor.
Yeah. And so he's like, you need to go to the studio. That's it. He didn't tell me anything about it. It's just like, you need to just go. And I was like so in love with this guy because he was breaking my mind open to like so much wisdom and so much like aliveness was starting to flow
Hmm.
through me studying with him that I was like, yep, I'm going.
Can
And
I
I
ask
go
you a
to,
question? Because you
yeah,
mentioned LA. Did you go to the S Factor in LA?
yes.
Okay, because that's the one I've been to.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I went there and I saw the polls, but I didn't think that that had anything to do with me. And so we started the class. Thank gods for my first teacher, Jess Hopper. Shout out to her. I mean, she still remains my pole mentor to this day. And we were doing the sensual movement, and I was like, oh, well, I dance. Like, this is nothing for me. But then when it came to the pole, like slowing down was hard for me. I was like, I can't. I had so much energy. I'm like, you want me to what? Like, I don't want to slow down. Like, that's scary.
Mhm. Right.
It's super scary to slow down. I didn't want to like, they're like, feel your body. I was like, I don't, what? No, I don't want to feel my body. I've never heard that at that time. Like someone saying,
Yeah.
feel your body.
Oh, I had no clue what feel your body meant.
I
And
was
I
like,
just want to throw out like because you and I both, I think we did the erotic blueprints at the same time back
mm-hmm.
in 2020. And I remember people would be like, I'm feeling X, and I'd be like, I don't even know what you mean by feeling. Like I was so in my head that I had to be running, jumping, biking, breaking something to feel the
Yeah,
body. Like I
yeah.
didn't actually notice sensations in my body unless I was in pain.
Yeah, I
Like,
resonate with that very deep. I
yeah.
was I was a self-harmer. So a lot of times it was
Oh,
like bashing my head against furniture. Like I wanted to I that was how I could connect.
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big one. We're going to take our first break. It's time. This is everybody. Please come back to get more and more from Natalie Kabenjian. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. Go grab a drink. Come right back. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. I'm your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, and we will be right back.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness because you are your best healer.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Koopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. Once again, you are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Koopersmith, and we are on the Inspired Choices Network. If you like this podcast, please purchase my book and have the lessons right there by your side whenever you need them. Share it with your friends as well. Maybe they'll get a dose of some healing tidbits. And today, let's go back to our program with Natalie Kabenjian. Natalie, we just finished talking about how you were so brave to fight the emotional upset of being in an abusive relationship, feeling suicidal, choosing life over jumping off a cliff. And you came back to LA and found a pole, which is, I guess, another cliff, right? It's another way to get high in the world. But tell us I know what S Factor is. I've been to the pole dancing classes. I've gotten hurt in the pole dancing classes and wish I was a little younger when I took to it. I probably need to go back. But tell our listeners about dance and pole dancing both and how they help open up the body to feel.
Yeah. Okay. So pole is working quite a lot of things. You are really using your full body, and like everything cannot be taken for granted. Whatever you have, you will use. And it requires so much presence. I feel I learned a lot of presence with pole, particularly because I was more drawn to old school style. So that is the stripper style. That's the foundation of like the pole industry as we know it today. I do want to acknowledge that this is where it comes from, my stripper ancestors.
Right.
And so I was really drawn to that way of movement. And it does, like, it is about slowing down so much and leading with your sensuality, being connected to your senses, using your senses as access points for you to feel more pleasure and for more passion to circulate through. And the more slow you can go, like there's such an intentionality that happens with your movement. Every movement is intentional when it comes specifically to old school. In pole, like just the engagement of the muscles and the control, but at the same time, the fluidity, the strength, but at the same time, the softness.
I'm gonna interrupt for 30 seconds because I had no idea. So when I learned about masculine and feminine energies, masculine energies are presence, penetration, and claim. It's being very solid, rigid, the river banks, holding space, being present, the mind, control. And the feminine is invitation, surrender, flow, expression. It's the river. And you just described that pole dancing is both. So how I never, it's so feminine and so sexy. And yet in the feminine is the masculine.
Oh yeah.
which is fascinating. Sorry, I just had to
I
call
love
it
it
out
that you
because I
got it. Yay.
never even thought that way. And I wonder, this is just my brain going on steroids really fast, but men find pole dancing very, very, men theoretically, in generalities, men are visual, and they find pole dancing, obviously, it's a turn on, right? And ironically, the whole point of S Factor is that the feminine who's doing the dancing is turning themselves on. It's not a, that's what I was taught, right? It's about
Yeah.
leading from your own turn on, not performing for another human. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's a big part of the practice that I still continue to infuse in my teachings. It's
Yeah,
leading from your own turn on.
right. And what it just made me realize is the feminine on the pole is not pure feminine. She's male and feminine, right? She's masculine. She's full, she's whole
Yeah.
because she's in her masculine and her feminine simultaneously.
Yes.
And that's more of a turn on than either being pure masculine or pure feminine,
Yeah.
either sexes, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. You
sorry,
get
the
to weave
download
it.
just like
Yeah, it's like, and I will like the weaving portion, like S Factor is purely more on the feminine side. Like that's really the study, like
uh-huh.
with companies like that, it's more just like focusing on the feminine embodiment. But with me, I never really like I'm so grateful for that studio
Mhm.
and what it served as a catalyst for me, for my
Yeah.
genius to really start coming online. But it quickly became apparent that I did not fit in that
Oh,
universe
interesting. Tell me more. Tell me
because
more.
well
Yeah.
the whole weaving aspect,
Uh-huh.
the bridging. So I was bringing in the masculine element along with the feminine element because I didn't know this at the time. I didn't have the languaging, but it was like I want the full range.
Mhm.
So with that, it's not just focusing on what like the pure S Factor ideology
Mhm.
was. It was I was like, no, there's more though, right?
Uh-huh.
Like there's more and it's within you. So like let's explore that and let's experiment. So yeah, I was like people would see my name on the schedule and then people who would come to my class, they'd be like, listen, disclaimer, this is not a typical S Factor class. You're stepping into a Natalie Kabenjian class.
Oh, I
And
love it.
I was
Uh-huh.
like, okay. And then eventually it got to a point where that wasn't really welcome in the studio.
Oh.
And so
Mhm.
that was like God's way of just like, you learned what you needed to learn. Like, you need to
Right.
trust yourself now more and
Uh-huh.
follow this current. And so, yeah, that weaving aspect, it's very tantric, the way that I teach pole.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So tell us more, but tell people what Tantra is. A lot of
Yes. So
I know a little bit, and some people don't even know what it is at all. So tell people what Tantra is.
yes. So Tantra is a Sanskrit word, and it basically means weaving. So weaving like opposite sides of your expression together and daring to find the pleasure in that. So like a lot of times with Tantra, it's like everything is here. Like a phrase
Yeah.
that I like to say, it's all here for my pleasure.
Hmm.
It's all here because it's really boiling down to can you be with sensation?
Right.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. And so let's say a novice comes to see you, right?
Hmm.
Or calls you. What are you what are you hoping to help them? The word that showed up for me 2 weeks ago, I was talking to women who wanted to get their voice out, and it was the word that came coming up for me was a way through, right? It was like, I'm here, there's a bridge to where I think I want to go, and how do I get there? So
Yeah.
your technique, your embodiment practices, what are you kind of encouraging that they're going to find on the other side? And then what's the way to walk them there?
Ooh, that is
Or
such a good
dance them there.
question.
Dance them there.
Yeah, well, dancing is there's something so beautiful about movement because the way someone moves with or without the pole, like I can pretty much tell what's happening or what's wanting to happen. And so, because the body never lies, like the body is
Right.
constantly showing. And so, my biggest thing, first and foremost, is presence. I always start with building presence. Before we get into the juicier stuff, I'm like, it's so important that you begin to understand what it is to have safety, like embodied safety within you. Because it's
Mhm.
like so many people, even when I see dancers, when I'm hosting my classes, they skip immediately to, I'm just going to start like bringing in pleasure. And yet I'm like, but wait, you just missed the actual juicy part, which is like that stillness, the breath, the like, where am I? Like, what's here now? That's the
Mhm.
biggest thing that I will be training people is what's here now, and then allowing your body to organically lead you into wherever movement is wanting to happen, where pleasure can be found. So that's like the first thing is just connecting to your breath. So many people, like it's the default to hold the breath.
Yeah.
Didn't matter
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
happening.
Oh, yeah. I see that all the time. I in the office as a physician. I'm always teaching breath
Yeah.
because it's so critical. And yesterday I was hiking, and this poor woman, I literally had to stop because she was having a panic attack because she
Yeah.
was tired. Like I was like, girlfriend, let's breathe. Like I had to get
Yeah.
her back in her body to breathe. She was really she was, she wasn't doing well. She was overheated and hot.
Yeah.
And then she was an older lady, and then we got her calm, and then she actually, I was amazed. She finished the freaking hike.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
please. I love that. And I
Yeah.
love that you were there with her, like to spot that and to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so simple, breath. Like it's free. Like it's here.
Yeah.
It's available, it's available to you. So it's really like you're training yourself to be present with, okay, how much life can I let in through my
Mhm.
inhale? And then can I allow myself to rest in the exhale? Like so
Mhm.
many times people are like, oh, like release, let go. And I'm like, I don't really like leading with that word. It's more just, can I rest? Like the exhale is just the resting into the
Mm.
moment. So really like that's where I would start with someone. And then eventually it gets to a point where they have capacity. They're building capacity. Like that's a huge, sexy word for me, capacity
Mhm.
to be with sensation that comes when you're dancing, you're churning up sensation. And so, okay, like you're already training yourself, like how to be with that. And then can I allow myself to enjoy that?
Mm.
Like find the pleasure in that.
I love that. We're going to take our next break, and I want us to come back to dancers and pleasure and what's actually happening, because my brain is cycling on that. Come right back, my friends. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith. I have with me Natalie Kabenjian today. We are on the Inspired Choices Network, and come right back because we're going to talk way more about breath, dance, neural capacity for this nervous system, which I like to call a sensation system. I think language creates our reality and nervous system keeps us nervous. So can we have a sensation system instead with neural networks? And can we improve the firing of that neural network? So come right back so we can learn from the expert. Thank you very much. Come right back.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul, from neuroscience to sensuality. from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Koopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. Once again, we are Your Healing Playground. I'm your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. I have Natalie Kabenjian with me today. Again, if you like this, subscribe to the podcast, share it with friends, leave us a 5-star review, and go ahead and buy the book compendium. And let's get back to talking about breath, dance, movement, aliveness, and aliveness through sensation. And maybe at the very end of today or during this segment, you'll even maybe gift us how you bring people into their breath. How do you encourage people to come into their body, to be present, to be with themselves, and to feel safe? Because I'm curious how you teach that. I think it's such a skill, and it's an interesting thought about how women have been dancers for thousands of years. And what you said to me was, but you're teaching them presence. And it makes me think, how many years were they dancing for other people's pleasure? They needed to move the emotions, but they weren't actually living embodied. It was still not safe for women to truly be whole and embodied.
Yeah.
And so how they were being alive, but not whole, because they weren't truly safe to be present in the dance.
Yeah. And that's where the beauty is.
Yeah.
Like, you're missing out. You're missing the plot. It's like so many, I mean, and I was a dancer, like I was a trained dancer. So, and I thought I knew my body, but
Right.
no, I was just copy pasting movements, and I was just like robotically, like on autopilot, just training, but not listening to, well, what does my body actually need right now? It's just, no, I gotta get my leg higher. I gotta get more flexible. I gotta get stronger. I gotta, like that. And it was just this proving, until I was like, hold on a second. Like, who am I really doing this for? Like, why? Like, why am I ejaculating just blindly? Just like,
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
it's just, hold on. Like, something is here that I'm not willing to touch. And maybe I was told that it was not okay to touch it. It was not
Right.
okay to tap into it. And so I shut it down. And so I'm like, but like, what if I just open the door? Like, just a wee bit. And breath was definitely the entryway, because it's the thread. It's threading the mind, the body, and the spirit together.
Oh, 100% right. I love that. The thread. What a great word and tool.
It's a super cool word. Yeah. Like weaving thread. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's your inner pole. Like, if we were to bring it to pole dance, like I'm teaching you to be the pole as well as the dancer. And the pole being
Oh,
there is like a tangible item. It's the steel apparatus. It's neutral. And
right.
yet, the way in which you approach it, the way in which you're moving around it, that will tell me a lot about how you're even moving in the bedroom because it's all
Yeah.
connected.
Interesting.
So, but like it gives you that visual of, oh, like if I have a client who opts in for pole as part of their
Right.
journey, like leaning back against the pole, like this is your spine. And so you're feeling, okay, I can rest. I can rest into this moment. What am I feeling now in this moment? Ooh, okay, my shoulder is wanting to move. Okay, great. What would happen if I just followed that current? Ooh, what would happen if I like deeply breathed into that more and like, okay, took up more space in that movement? Like it's so small. I start very small with people
Uh-huh.
and then it gets bigger and bigger, like however big it's wanting to get. But
Right.
people like they want the big, they want the shiny. They're constantly going for the next shiny thing. And I'm like, but you're half alive though. It's like
Right.
it's actually going deeper within. That's what's going to actually bring you that, oh, like the thing that you are really craving,
Right.
which
Well,
is
life
feeling
is lived on the
alive.
inside, and we've been taught that life is lived outside.
Yeah.
And so we, covering the eyes and going into feel
Hmm.
is such a gift.
Oh, yeah.
And yet, like, there are, I've even been in situations where it's like pulling off blindfolds because I didn't feel safe, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
how interesting that my ego, my little one is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, when I've had some journeys and stuff like that with journey
Hmm.
medicine, and like it's scary to go inside. I need my brain. I need my brain. It's like, no, you don't need your brain.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say that the brain is beautiful, but the roles are twisted. It's like
Mhm.
people are acting like the mind is the sovereign, and it's not.
Right,
Like your body is the sovereign, the one who wears the crown. And
right,
the crown is that connection to God, the divine, and all of that. But the mind is your servant. And so it just needs another task.
right. I love it.
Like,
So I tell people, and this is truth, right? I'm an OBGYN. The first thing that proves that baby is alive is a heartbeat. It's not the brain.
yeah.
And the heartbeat, the rhythm, the ba-bum, 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 the music and the frequency is what all the cells organize the body around.
Oh, I
And
love
then what came to me not too long ago is then they decide to orchestrate the delivery, and they hand the conductor pole to the brain to orchestrate getting labor and delivery out. And then what happens is the brain doesn't give the conducting pole back.
Yeah.
Right? The minute we are born, somehow the brain turns on and goes, I'm boss, I'm the tyrant. I'm
Yeah.
going to keep you alive. I'm going to keep you alive. I'm going to keep you alive. And no, you have to collaborate with the body to truly
Yeah.
stay alive.
Yeah.
And it's a retraining of how to get out of that brain back in the body to
Yeah.
feel and listen and notice the soul and the heart. And the breath helps us again align with the heart. It's the in and the out and the ba bum ba bum ba bum ba
It's
bum.
the drum beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's your inner drum beat. Sometimes I
Yeah.
won't even play music
Yeah.
because I'm like, I want you to listen to your own music right now. Like
Hmm.
before external influences start coming. And it's beautiful when music comes in because then it gives us access to different expressions within us that can be tapped and
Hmm.
that can be unleashed. And in the beginning, it's like, well, like I don't want you to lose this though, right? Like this is
Right.
going to be the current no matter what is happening.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so, say someone comes to you, they've never danced before, they're like me, a head on a stick.
Hmm.
How do we do this? Where do you start? You want to teach people about like how you get them back in their body and into their breath?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay. So, ah, so wherever you are, if it's standing or if it's seated, just ah, feel into the earth beneath your feet, or if you are seated under your sit bones, feeling the earth of the chair that you are sitting upon. And imagine your spine is a tail, is getting longer and longer, going deeper into the earth, as deep into the earth as it can go, into the very core. And it anchors there. And when you feel that anchor, tune into your breath, the rise and fall of your chest. And you're not forcing your breath to go a specific way. You're just witnessing the inhale and the exhale. And if your eyes are closed, beautiful, or maybe you can have a soft gaze if you don't feel like closing your eyes. But yeah, just paying attention, being aware of the inhale and the exhale. One breath at a time. That's what you're focusing on, is one breath at a time. How much life can you take in through your inhale? And then how deeply can you allow yourself to rest in that exhale? And everyone is going to have different paces here. How much life can you take in? And how deep can you allow yourself to rest upon your spine, your inner pole, feeling that holding, like, I've got you. And because I've got you, how much more life can we take in? And just see, like, how much? And then rest. How much life? And then rest. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest, the expansion and the contraction of your ribs. How much life can you take in? And then how deep can you rest? And is there a place in your body where there might be tension that might require some touch? And so let your hand go to wherever that place may be. Maybe it's the heart. Maybe it's your belly. Maybe it's your shoulders. And keep focusing on how much life can you take in and how deep can you allow yourself to rest. One breath at a time. Simple, not easy, but simple. One breath at a time. I can keep going, but I feel like
I think that was great. And I want people, you can have this in your pocket. You can get the app. You could record this. When you're nervous at work, when you're nervous or emotional at home, when life is seemingly out of control, all you need to do is to go back to the breath.
Yeah.
And what beautiful rhythm and cadence Natalie gave you to have the presence to breathe. And on that note, we're going to take our last break. That was really, really beautiful, really, really juicy. And like she said, so simple and yet profound and not practiced enough. So let's take our last break, come right back, and we'll talk a little bit more with Natalie before she leaves us for today. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network, and come right back.
Your Healing Playground is the space where science, spirit, and sensation dance together. Your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith, physician, coach, healer, and play advocate, returns weekly to remind you that healing isn't just about pills and protocols. Western medicine is just one of many healing modalities. True wellness is about energy, emotion, pleasure, and play. On this show, Dr. Tina explores the playground of your body, mind, heart, and soul. From neuroscience to sensuality, from root chakra to real talk. She'll share tools, stories, and soulful strategies to shift you out of fear and back into joy. Because if you're alive and breathing, your story is still unwritten, and you deserve to write it with love. Together, you'll learn to breathe, feel, and play your way back to wellness, because you are your best healer. This is Your Healing Playground with Dr. Tina Coopersmith. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to info@womensreproduction.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back, my friends. You are listening to Your Healing Playground. I am your host, Dr. Tina Coopersmith. We are on the Inspired Choices Network. I have with me Natalie Kabenjian today, talking about movement, presence, dance, and breath. And just a reminder that Your Healing Playground is a podcast, it's a book, and the second Wednesday of every month, I give a free masterclass on birthing your fertility goddess. So you can create your life, create a family if you choose. And I'm bringing it up, one, because I want people there, but two, I want to bring it up because I want to give a little story and then have Natalie respond to it. Because you should all know, I had a patient years ago who was unsuccessful in her first tries with fertility treatments. And no, she wasn't going to jump off a cliff, but she jumped off the cliff of, I'm done trying. I can't do this. It's too painful. I don't even want children. And I said, well, don't throw your embryos away, but please promise me to go enjoy life. Don't sit with the misery that it failed. 3 months later, the phone call, I have a positive pregnancy test at home. And this was after failed treatments and low sperm counts and uterine problems. And so she has now since had her baby and approved me from telling the story. But I was like, what did you do different? Girl, she pole danced. Now, this was a woman who I didn't know she could dance, much less with a pole. Okay. I mean, she was adorable. I love this woman. She's great. If she hears me, but she wasn't the most fluid like me. I'm like, and she found pleasure in dance and she got pregnant on her own. And I absolutely credit the dance and the safety in her body. And so when people work with you, what do they notice? What's on the other side?
How much time you got?
Well, we only got 5 more minutes. So summarize, right? But yeah. I want people to know what's possible, what they're dreaming that's really real.
Yeah. I might get teary-eyed. We're going to let it flow. Confidence, for sure. Confidence is a big one. And the biggest piece is when I teach them a skill on the pole, and then they come in and they're like, oh, I can't do that. Like they've already taken themselves out of the room. And I'm like, well, let's just see. And so then we work with, okay, building the presence, having enough safety to where the body organically leads them into that skill. And then all of a sudden they're upside down and they're holding themselves and they've got the pole and they know, and they're just like, I just did that. I didn't even know that that was possible. Like I had totally
Impossible spells impossible. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Totally surprise themselves. And like that's like a more technical example, but it's just like that's so huge when you literally just bash your own perceived limitation. But the body's like, no, like I'm game for this. Like, let's go. And then also like just tapping into expression, like when they can be with their anger and like learn to move with that instead of getting lost in the storm, like and then they can like feel the passion that comes through them of like, oh my God, like I didn't even know that I could feel turn on just by allowing myself to feel this energy of anger. Or even sadness or joy, and like really just expanding their range of feeling. And also catching, oh wait, hold on, I'm going into my head, let's go back here, I'm gonna take a breath, I'm gonna feel what's here. That is a win already. I'm like, oh my gosh, like because they're catching it and it's like, nope, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna be in the moment, I'm going to live in the moment. And then I'm just going to see like, okay, the longer I live in this moment, like what's going to come up? What's going to come out? Like, and then pleasure.
Right.
So, and then this really like translates to the bedroom too, where it's like, they're practicing like expanding their erotic range. And then it's also like, okay, like I have enough confidence and like I can feel myself enough to where I can lead this into conversation and sharing this with my partner. Knowing that, well, I've got this, I've got it no matter what.
Right. I love it.
I get to take a risk and share.
So they get to be fully present in their lives. And I'm going to wrap up because we're coming towards the end. But what I hear you say is in so many ways, you're teaching them to experience their feminine, which in my mind, the feminine is the emotions, the sensations, the breath, all that's moving, and you're giving them the presence and the claim, which is the masculine, to say, my nervous system, my sensation system has you. I'm not going to shrink and run away because I'm unsafe to feel. And so you really are taking women and allowing them to be safe, to be in their bodies fully, all range, all emotions, and mind you, men have to do the same thing. They have to experience the feminine and be allowed to feel, because all of us are whole humans. We need a large, safe sensation system to feel life. And life is sensation. Life is movement, frequency, breath, sound, which makes all the energy moving, which is what we feel. And so I want to thank you for waking up early and taking the time out of your day to share this. And I really want to celebrate that you're using your skills for people to be whole, and you healed yourself whole, and you're holding yourself. And we have to, so thank you. Where can people find you?
Thank you so much for having me. People can find me on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, Natalie Kabenjian.
Perfect. And Linktree Natalie Kabenjian is also in our notes.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you felt something move today, a molecule, a mindset, or your mood, that's healing. Your body listens to your stories, your thoughts, your breath. So speak to yourself with kindness, play with curiosity, and let your nervous system know it's safe to rest. Dr. Tina returns Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, 8 Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Remember, pleasure is a practice and play is your medicine.